everybody, and welcome to another Mead quest, where Virtek, that's me, searches around for a Mead and Magic in the wonderful world of Vera. And you folks will notice something on my screen you haven't seen in a minute. It's my tank. It's been a little while. He's been kind of resting, catching some sleeps. And rumor has it the gods have deemed it worthy to make tanks tank again. So I'm gonna try and check that out tonight. The first thing is trying to figure out what I'm doing with my gears. For one, it has been a minute, so I'm trying to remember what's going on with everything, why I had certain things equipped. I mean, I know why I had them equipped, because they were level 10 blues, and they had a plus something on it, so it was better. Not so much the case now. Now I need to figure out which of these... Oh my goodness, you did too, you did. Where is that pesky sign? There we go. Found it. Yeah, now it's time to figure out if this is actually going to be worthwhile changing it out or not. So. Oh man. This is actually going to kind of be tough, I think. Excuse me. I think level 10 blue plus 6 is actually at a decision point for maybe it's worthwhile using this and maybe it's not. But I think it's mainly just because it's between these two, which is either 45 strength or 443 attack speed rating and 19 armor. And constitution, so I actually get a little bit more health out of it too. Not a ton. Not a ton. Plan for tonight is, I don't know, we're gonna see what happens. So it's gonna depend on people trying to pick up a tank to do something. Otherwise I'm just gonna go out into, say, the desert maybe on my own and just fight stuff. Look for things I fought before and see how it feels now. Man, oh man. I'll try to go for the level 20 thing. Let's see if I can just rock with that. You know what's going on? I'm literally just about to try that out tonight. I haven't really played around with it much. We did hop on PTR when they went live with that, but I was only in there for about an hour and a half or so. And I beat the snot out of some hunters. If that, rangers rather, if that makes a difference. But, outside of that, tonight's going to be my actually getting a test run of my character, how I'm used to feeling it, and see what the changes feel like to me in my situation. Hopefully there's a group looking for a tank, so I can actually get a feel for that. But I'm gonna have to try to hunt down some PvP or somebody who feels like shooting me off in the woods somewhere. Alright, now let me see here. I'll take a couple screenshots of this here. Oh, go away. Because I am going to compare what it looks like between a two-handed sword and a shield and one-hander. So offense, okay, physical defense. And magical, why not? I'll fit that in there too. Yeah, we'll go there. That's good enough. That's good enough, says I. Okay, there's those two. And yeah, you know what? Maybe I will scroll down and show that. It's critical power. Yeah, base stats. Base stats, we'll check them out. Hey there, Riptide. How's it going, friend? Have you gotten in and done any testing since they made the changes to the stats? Because I am kind of just now getting into it right now. And seeing how I feel. Messing around fishing and hunting. Okay, fair. Currently, I'm taking some screenshots of what my stats look like with a two-hander. I'm gonna switch it up. I see block chance is still utter garbage. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's absolutely broken. I thought it used to raise it up higher when you actually were doing the active blocking, but it's just not. Wow. Okay. So it's not even worthwhile testing that right now. It's just absolutely broken. That's fair enough, Riptide. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be investing a whole lot. Between now and then, I'll probably still try to test a few things here and there. But I'm not really going to try and push anything or, you know, accomplish major goals outside of maybe if we can get a freehold. I'm just saying. If we can get a freehold, I'll do that. But we'll see what happens whenever they give us some info about phase 3 when it's starting, etc. Alright. So wearing a shield is still not useful, so I'd stick all those screenshots for nothing. I probably should have tested that first, yeah? Yeah, exactly, exactly, Chibi. I almost literally just read the name out loud like I didn't know who you were. Alright, alright. Let me go ahead and keep tabs on chat here. And I will see if anybody decides to ask for a tank at level 25 while I go around and probably make my way to the desert and see if I can just fight some stuff out there. Exactly. Get all the pain points fixed. Get the freeholds up to par. Make sure they have the nodes working properly, because that's going to be a big thing. for sure. Wait. You know what? That'll be a dang good test. That'd be a daggone good test. We'll go up to the graveyard. See if these things still kind of wallop me. Because I've heard that tanks are now tanky again. And if tanks are tanky again, that means TTK slowed down. That means that probably it's going to take me longer to kill somebody too. Which is okay. I'll take that balance. That's fine. That's fine. I get it. I get it. Tanks are slow. I'm gonna go right up here. You know what's funny? I think people add S to town names a lot more often than they think they do. Because I've heard so many people call this here Lion's Hold and this up here Graves Peak or Grave Peaks. Like everything needs to feel like a plural. Doink, doink. Alright. Would it be pretty cool is if I could take out a couple of these skellies. Oh. Hey, Esteban. Thank you for the sub. Give me one moment here, because I owe a cheers for that. Oh no, a griffin attack. Well, welcome on in. Nice to see you here in the tavern tonight. How are you doing? And Chibi says it's funny how names adjust a little bit as the players play and have their own little... Yeah. But also, I find it weird, and I don't know why I did this, but when I was but a wee teen, I went to live with my pops because, you know, parents were separated, but I went to live with my pops in this one area, and I always pronounced it, or not I always, but I pronounced it for the longest time. I pronounced it Downington. There's a W in there. It's Downingtown. Downingtown. I pronounced it Downington for no apparent reason. Vera's pretty alright. I am blowing the dust off of this old tank for the first time in like 2 months or so. Because I'm super excited because I heard that tanks are tanky again. And so I am going to keep an eye on chat and see if anyone's looking for a tank to do party type stuff. And in the meantime, I'm going to wander up here to Grave Peak with no S anywhere. That was a topic of conversation a moment ago. And see if they wallop me just as hard as they used to. Or if I might survive just a touch longer. Just a touch longer. Oh, this doesn't give me a shielding. Okay, yeah, it does. Just not much. Man. Gotta work on getting more courage. Sit down, doggo. There we go. Okay, okay. Sit down again, doggo. Oh, man. No, I'm not used to. I'm not used to stacking this courage stuff anymore. There we go. We'll do that as well. Yeesh. Whew. Man. Once again, courage stacking. Courage stacking. Gotta remember it. Yeah, it's a tough fight. I'm gonna have to run like a coward here in a moment. Oh, I knew that was coming. Hoo-wee. There we are. Okay, so I lasted longer with that dog than I used to, so there's that. No, I lasted longer even with forgetting to re-up my grit. It's funny, one of the biggest changes to tank that I complained about, once I get back to it, I forget to keep using it. Is that irony or justification? Probably irony. Not like I had a lot going on. I was fighting one creature. I should have remembered. But yeah, so there's that. Now let's see if I can find... something to fight a bunch of. I'm gonna try the gobos up here. Yeah, I think the gobos up there would be a good one. Yeah, I will say, even though I still had to run, that fight lasted a lot longer than it used to. Like a lot longer. I don't think it used to be done in about 12 seconds. I wouldn't even get to a second rotation of my longer cooldowns. Like these two, yeah. I might be able to use Shake It Off a second time. So yeah, I guess the typical was almost 30 seconds. So the fact I got to use that one, I think 3 times in that fight, gotta say something. Gotta say something good. Huh. Huh. Alright. Let me try to actually advertise in chat here and see if anyone else wants to pick me up while I do this random running around. This will make it all the way over to that horseshoe-ish area. So someone's looking for more for Oakenbane. Cleric DPS, okay. By the way, did anybody else get fooled by the new server select button? Because when I went to log back in after the update, I couldn't see another server. I couldn't see another server anywhere. And then after a while, I just started searching the entire screen to see if I was missing anything. That's when I found out that the button for server select was not only changed graphically, it was moved. It was moved as well. And I just had not seen it. So if anybody's watching this and wondering, the change server button, hiccup, excuse me. The change server button is up near, oh man, and this isn't even my, this isn't even my lumberjack. I can't do it. Oh, on I go. Yeah, the server change button is up near the name of the server instead of at the bottom of the list of characters. But maybe I'm just one of the few that didn't see it. Because that is always possible. Okay, I think this is... Well, hello, Gremlin Energy. Blink. Let me see if I can just grab a bunch of these guys. We'll see how a lot of underleveled things feel to me. What? Come on, people. Okay. Do one of those, do one of these. Okay. Zoom. Okay, okay. You had no idea it moved. Yeah, it did. It did. I was absolutely baffled. I thought the servers were down. Except for Vyra, because that's the only one I saw. I saw Vyra and no characters to select. And I really thought that my characters got deleted. They did a full wipe, brand new server, and decided not to tell anybody. And I looked around for the longest time, and then I finally found the button. After 3 times of shutting down the launcher and restarting it. So I figured I would try to save somebody some time in case they hadn't seen it yet. Okay, so a bunch of underleveled. I kind of over pulled them on purpose to see what would happen there. Roughly about what I was expecting. Less than I was. Excuse me. Less than I was hoping for, though. I was hoping to be able to hold my own a little bit longer with, you know, a pile of level 16s, but I think they're going for a slower power curve now, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But, what do you guys think? Like, do you think a game, an MMO specifically, something like Ashes, do you think you should feel that power curve a lot more as you gain levels and as the enemies gain levels? So when you hit level 50, if you come back to a level 10 area, should you just be able to stand in a field of level 10s and just not really feel much of a danger? Or do you think that a level 50 coming to a level 10 area should feel like they're threatened? Should they feel like twice as powerful as a level 10, but not much, not 5 times, not 10 times, but just like twice as powerful? Because there's pros and cons to each. But I've always thought there should be a noticeable power creep. There should be a noticeable power jump. You know, every like quarter to 1/5 divider between all the different levels, from, you know, beginning all the way up to max. At least, obviously, the beginning of the game max. Once you add an expansion, though, you have to kind of take that into account. That you're going to see and experience some actual power creep, and it's going to feel weird for a minute. Alright, so let's grab a smaller group. These ones should be fine. Should be able to handle these with absolutely zero problem. Towie. Yeah, see, no problem, none at all. Knew that'd be fine. I knew it. I knew it. I predicted it. I saw the future. Yeah, we can leave him behind. You know, I forget what I picked for. Okay, so fishing. Lumberjacking, cooking, farming. Get it. Choom. There we go. All right. So there's that. Got a couple of those tests in. Is anybody else looking for a tank yet? Or am I just sitting out here all on my own? All by myself. Ooh. Why are you zapping me from up on the hill? You see music way up here. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anybody at all looking for a tank for nothing. I'm about to type in global chat though. "25 tank, looking for group. Don't care what, I'm mainly testing stat changes and trying to earn some coin in the process." That's the voice it should have been read in case you didn't know. Probably not though, if you've seen the Vec, they probably don't have voices like that. They're not gruff, that's like a Bruce Willis voice. They don't have Bruce Willis voices, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's about what I'm seeing. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of groups forming, and the ones that are all lower level. Trying to boost up new rogues and such, I guess. Or honestly, even new people trying to test out their classes from the low level up. People always get me every time in chat when people are like, "Hey, so how many skills can you do in the artisan tree?" And they're like, "Well, you can do 5 apprentice, 4 journeyman, 3 master, and 2 grandmaster." And it always trips me up. I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, they always do that thing where they answered in the thing where they're like, you can have 5 apprentice, and it confuses even me, and I know it's not that way. Oh my gosh. Right. I don't think I can really mine any of that stuff. Nah. Can't do anything with this guy except cook. Only 5 artisans can be apprentice. Of those 5, like if they spelled it out that long way, that would be understandable to somebody. Of those 5, you can choose to increase 4 of them, one of which must stop at journeyman. Of those journeyman skills, you can increase 3 of them, one of which must stop at master. And then, of those skills, 2 of them may increase to grandmaster. But they don't spell it out that way. They're just like 5 apprentice, 4 journeyman, 3 master, 2 grandmaster, and it makes me twitch every time. Sorry if any of you are one of those people, but that's the only voice I can possibly muster at this exact moment. Where was I headed? Oh yeah, I was trying to go out to the desert anyway. Says there are 5 artisan skills. Everything was fine until the fishing nation attacked. Nabbit fishing nation. You know what's funny? That's always been like a caricature statement that I've heard for the longest time. Dag nabbit! That's like an old person, but I've never heard one actually say that. I've never heard anybody besides myself actually say that. And I say a lot of weird stuff just for fun. Alright, so let's see. So yeah, Reptile, yeah, today's the desert. If you've ever seen the server, I saw that earlier. Yeah, that I'm kind of getting that feeling of this. Like, there's some conversation going on, but people are just kind of doing things and stuff. That's about it. Let's see. To answer the question from earlier, definitely love being able to feel when I level up in terms of power, even if it's between 10 and 20 instead of 10 and 11. Additionally, I like it when I can feel how much heavier somebody hits me that are high levels to know I still have some power growth to do. I got hiccups, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But yeah, I kind of get that too. My thing is like, I guess I don't have the same qualms other people do about power creep. Like I understand that you're going to get more powerful. As you get more powerful, things are going to be squishier in the lower areas, and that's fine to me. Like that's fine. That's fine. You don't go hunting rabbits when you've just killed a dragon, you know? You stop by and you pay somebody else for their rabbit hunting and you move on because you have dragons to slay. You just needed a rabbit pelt for a backpack or shoes or gloves or something. So you just buy their rabbit and you go about your day. You go about your day. But I know some people are concerned about, well, then that makes the lower levels insignificant. Well, not really. It gives you a reason as a higher level player to pay money to let the content feel relevant to you and the lower level people, so you can buy their stuff. Like, how many people here have either themselves or somebody that they know, like inside their guild or as a party member or whatever, that was like, I'm just gonna go over to Highwayman Hills and offer 10 silver per you know, Forsaken Blades emblem? Like, everybody's done that. Why? Because they're still valuable for your level, but you don't want to do it yourself because it's a waste of your time. You know, you got bigger fish to fry, but it's still relevant content. You know, you would stomp this stuff and you know it wouldn't really like pose much of a threat to you unless you pulled the entire area, but you just don't want to do it, so you pay somebody else. That's how you keep it relevant. You make sure it's needed, not that you necessarily feel challenged by it, but just that the items and the area itself is a needed thing. You require those resources. Oh hey, look, Howling Emblem. I'll put that right there. I'm gonna go sell that glint. Sell that glint. Sell that glint. Where's my mount? There's my mount. And there was a point earlier where the global chat was dead. Like nothing was happening. Was global actually silent, Riptide? That's crazy. Even yours, Esteban? No one's really on? Oh my gosh. Maybe I picked a bad day to try to log on and get some testing done with stuff. I'm just gonna do some running around. Maybe it's a good time to run a caravan. Try a caravan one more time if there's not really many people on doing anything. I'll see if I can run one from Azmoran to I don't know, Tropics. Do they even have a node in Tropics anymore? That's actually something I meant to take a look at. Is these, did they, okay. Still a crossroads. 6% in as a crossroads. That is 19% in as a crossroads. Oh wow. Scientific. Divine. Okay. I actually kind of want to go down and just look at those areas and see what they're all about. I skirted the last time some freeholds unlocked. I ran around all three of these from top to bottom, left to right, every square inch of both of these, and I looked at every single freehold. And this one over here caught me at least 3 times along this border. There was a freehold. I was like, ooh, look, let me get that. And it was just on the other side of the border. It was just on the other side of the border. Okay, Chibi. Let's do it. Let's go for a ride. We'll check out some desert. Huh. I almost want to think that's where the desert got its name. If someone was trying to be funny and mispronounce dessert. And then they had to explain what that word was they just spoke. That's fine. A little delay never hurt anybody. Let's see. But okay, so to rewind a little bit here. Let's go back to what Riptide was saying. Well, I guess Chibi first. At least at level 7, Rabbit, leave me alone while I'm level 25. Yeah. That is a wonderful point. Like if I am this scary, super outfitted like level 25, I mean, granted, when the whole thing launches, level 25 is going to be almost insignificant, but to a rabbit, a level 25 should look scary and be scary, and they should be like, you know what, I'm just not gonna. That person looks clean and still smells like blood somehow. They've probably murdered some things much bigger than I'm going to not mess with them. And yet, every single thing from every level, every zone, everywhere is just like, you know what I want to do? I want to punch this guy in his knuckles. I don't know why I said knuckles, but it sounded good at the time. Leave me alone. But there's no sense of fear. No sense of fear. Like, as a living, breathing, thinking creature, I look at something and I go, you know what? That looks very scary. I'm gonna just not. Okay, guys? You can do whatever you want, but I'm just gonna not. One would think a woodland creature could think the same way. Wow, it's gonna be a long hike actually going around all that bit of desert. This is absolutely a couple hours of process. Looking at it now. Yeah, Esteban, it's Jinnah. You almost pronounce the D and the J at the same time. Like not even with the like split second change. Like you would say if you were to fling something or swing something. You would say it at the like the exact same time, the D and the J. Jinnah. I'm gonna pretend that I pronounce it perfectly. Do do. All right, so let's see. Does anybody already know where all the freeholds are in those new nodes? Are they all really far out? Or are most of them really far out, I should say? Because I know they're not all really far out. There's some that are really close. You can do it. You can do it, Ducky. Come on. Ducky! There we go. My gosh, that was a struggle. That was such a struggle. I picked out a couple that I would really like that are right up on these mountain, or not even mountains, these little hilltops right here. The dune tops, if you will. So like right there next to Athanar, kind of close to Azamar, or Azmaran, rather. Azamar, jeez. Kind of central to a lot of the desert life. Ooh, we got a strobe tower going on over there. I like it. Still nothing going on. Just nothing. People are just chilling right now. I mean, the scorpions are doing something. They're trying to chase me down. Jump the rock! Jump the rock! Come on! There we go. See, like there's that one over there. That'd be pretty cool. It's like right here. There's another one that's like up there. See it way out that way. Did you just knock my duck on its butt? It's actually kind of cool. There's this one right here, straight ahead. I know I'd like to get a 2-story. I want a 2-story one. If we're gonna have a tavern, it should be 2 floors. Which I think this one out here might be. This might be the next desired home to be the Golden Feather Tavern. If we can do it. The last time when servers opened up and all those nodes were level 3 and it unlocked the freeholds, they were all gone within like 2 hours. Just poof. Poof. There we go. That's the one. Next, that's another one story out there. So it's like right here. And this is the next thing I want is multiple map markers that I can place things on the map and come back to them. Let me circle a spot like whoop and just add some random text. And that spot stays there forever. Or until I buy an eraser to erase it off my map. See, this would be such a nice little golden feather. Granted, in the middle of the desert. Oh, this is still only one floor. Never mind. There's no way to get to the basement. We have an unusable basement. Unless we can crawl. Alright, we got the finger rocks over here. Left click to place, right click to remove. Oh, the map markers? I can see it. I can see it. There's got to be something really cool here. Like right in the middle of the water there, there's something. There has to be. For there to not be would violate every rule of video game design ever. I'm actually curious if we can see anything. Oh wow, it gets dark really quick down here. Oh, hey. Well, I can run around now. That's handy. I'm not drowning anymore. And then... I am. And now I'm not. Oh, so I could run all the way out here. Stay on the bottom and just keep running. But then I jump and now I'm drowning. Now I'm drowning. Oh, there it is. Found it. Whoop. Oh, wow. So is it, okay, maybe it's anywhere in here. It's not really a certain spot. It's a certain height. Boop. If we get close to the bottom, I can just not have to swim. Okay, until we get to here. Got it. A certain height and below, I suppose. Whatever height that is, it's that height. That's how tall. Alright, let's see here. I forget how I described it last time. But we're gonna go with world, maybe? Functional, visual, movement, character, networks. I'm standing on the bottom of a lake, not drowning until I jump. Hey, Umbros. Giant antlion pit? Yeah, exactly. And see, that would fit with the giant hand right there too. It's a bunch of antlions sitting here pouring out. It'd be amazing. Okay, below a certain height. Right where I'm standing. Below a certain height. Above where I'm standing. In this lake, I can swim like normal at the height I'm at now, and below I begin running when I touch the bottom of the lake. Testing even right here. Jump. Swim, swim, swim. If I jump, I start swimming and need air. If I just run around, I don't need air. And I can just chill. That should do. Alright, let's do this though. Page up. We're doing coordinates. We got two different maps, a zoomed in and a wide view, and then we got the coordinates, and I'm gonna do that. Pow! Alright, now as I was. Oof. And it just suddenly got daylight in the middle of the lake. What is that? That's my halberdier. Come back here, buddy. Where are you going? You're gonna get eaten. No. Don't let the crocodile get you. Oof. Did I jumped on my halberdier while it was stunned. That's no good. Oof, 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 oof. Run, buddy, run. Let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. Alright, let's see what's up here. Between the thumb and forefinger, what shall we find? Another freehold. This one out in the middle of nowhere. Ooh, look. Is that a sphinx? I think it's a sphinx. Let's go check it out. More desert. I've discovered it. This is not my desert. What is beyond that previously known to me and everyone else, of course. And I shall dub it Virtek's multitude of microscopic rocks. I guess they're not microscopic. That's close enough, right? Wandering around the other day makes you appreciate how big the map will be when it's completed. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so much space, it's gonna be bananas. Granted, the population density they're aiming for is gonna make it seem still like really alive, but and still there's a lot of map to explore. And hopefully during a period of long stability on the node or on the server realm, we shall experience a time where the Golden Feather can find a good tavern spot and maintain it. Just the surface. Imagine how big the Tolnart realms will reach. I think they said, wasn't it something like the Under realm will cover like 60% of the above ground landmass? Something like that. It was maybe 60 or 40, something around there. Not quite 50, but close enough. Yeah, it's going to be below both continents. Steven actually said at one point that there were going to be under realm passages between the continents that you'll be able to use to transport your caravans. So you can choose to jump on the water and sail between them. I think there's more space between them now, so that a little bit of that might be a lawless zone. Or you can go underneath the Underrealm and go between them. Who knows if that's going to be a lawless zone though. But you can kind of pick your poison on that. I think unless the path is very wide and you have a lot of options, I would probably take the water either way. Because then you at least have the opportunity to like cut right and go really fast and get around people. Instead of, you know, being contained to a single straightforward path under the ground that's like just rock above you and to all sides. You know what? I think I totally missed this little potential point of interest. How does one get up there? Oh god, not like that. Not like this. Not like this. No. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, I can't dismount even. I'm stuck. Oh no. You know what stinks is I'm not even sure if I can unstuck like this. Nope, I can't. I'm literally stuck. This is the most stuckiest of stuck. On a mount, in a crevasse. Oh, hello up there, and I have shardlings just standing on my head to rub salt in the wound. Like, even the shardlings are like, yeah, you're screwed, buddy. We're making sure of that. Okay. Let's do this, maybe, I guess. A mead quest is happening. My cup runneth under, though. Oh no, I'm about to be a delinquent on my taxes. Oh no, I'm still on my mount. Oh no. One cannot unstuck whilst upon a mount. Yep, this is gonna be a bug report. They gotta fix that. Or else that's gonna be a major pain to everybody. Your face is a bug, Chaffee. Please forgive me, I'm lying, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I love your face. Oh, let's see here. World? Performance, functional, yeah, not world. Nodes. No. We're gonna go with movement, I guess. Character mounts. NPC vehicle. I guess character. This is kind of like a multifaceted. It's not really one or the other, you know? Yeah, right. Steven! Alright, let's see here. Character is stuck on a mount, so cannot unstuck. Kanto. Playing Pokemon now. Even spelled it wrong though. Okay. Let me do this. Pull that up. Fell into a pit because of where the map drops me down. Lower than I can jump out of. I am on my mount. I cannot unmount. I cannot jump up. I cannot unstuck while mounted. Slash cry. Yeah, it's a terrain. I didn't see anything for like a terrain. Cause like world, it doesn't say anything about like actually getting stuck. There's visual. Movement doesn't have anything that specifically says like terrain. Notes, quest, visuals, UI, social. So yeah, the closest thing I got to is movement character. Because my character moved here and now it cannot move out. And I'm trying to unmount, but no valid location to dismount. Oh man. Crevasse. Spelling it that way. I have fallen and can't get up. Exactly. Dark dank hole of death. There we are. I'm gonna get a little dramatic with them. I think what it is they just didn't, they didn't put the rocks as close to the edge as they could have, or should have rather. So now there's just this giant pit right here. I'm trying to see if I can jump in any direction to get myself dislodged in any way, shape, or form. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. Denied. Denied! Douglas thinks I look thirsty. You damn right I'm thirsty. I'm living in a desert right now. This is my home for the rest of my life. I shall never move from here. Alright, let's see if... Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens if I do this. I'm gonna do the log out, switch character, and I'm gonna hop on the bard, and we'll explore further on the bard. And we'll come back to the tank in a little bit, and see if maybe the enemies and my mount despawn. Maybe. Maybe. How you doing tonight, Dougly? Tonight was going to be a night where I tried to stress test my tank a little bit, see how this time to kill thing has adjusted. But it looks like nobody's actually looking for a tank right now. Nobody's really forming groups. So I wanted to explore the desert instead. And then the desert swallowed me. Does anyone remember where that one willow was? Because it's probably like 5 legendary, because I can't remember where it was. If we're on AFK till P3, yeah, that's about accurate. Especially when they know that there is a fresh start server burst coming out at least, even if they're not going to wipe these servers initially. And I say that as if I know, but I'm pretty certain that they're going to hold on to these servers until they fix some issues and make some updates they want to make, and then they're gonna, you know, wipe them and start over again. That's my feeling. That's my gut feeling. But also I had a strong gut feeling that they were going to PAX West last year and they didn't. So, not saying I'm accurate. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Man, seriously, where was that? I think it was on the way to or from Grave Peak, and I honestly don't feel like going all the way back there. So, Willow, I hope you have a wonderful new home, wherever it might be. Whoever may have plucked you. Oh yeah, absolutely, Umbras. There's gonna be so many people that are gonna migrate over. It's gonna be insane. And it's going to be a whole new power dynamic rush to see who can get what, when, what they can secure, and if they can keep a hold of it. That's going to be the fun part. The thing I can't wait for is saving up money properly and getting a freehold as soon as they become available. Now, I'm not even all about the freehold because of the willow we could make. Because I could almost not care less about willow. I just want the tavern. I want the tavern. Doody. People can't even get rid of their freeholds anymore, can they? Or not anymore, they just straight out can't. and haven't been able to. Because I know some people that when they found out that they couldn't harvest willow out of willow bulbs that they planted, and they couldn't get milk from cows because of bugs and whatnot, they decided to let their freehold just go stagnant. Which, let's be honest, if you can't get those two things, and those are the two biggest demands for a freehold right now, then it's probably not worth doing anything with. So it's not like they're being lazy, they just literally can't do anything with it, but they couldn't sell it either. For those who are curious, I'm gonna give away a secret here. This spot right here, it's pretty good for solo when you get up to, you know, level 20 or so. If you can't find a group, fighting these guys, you can pluck, you know, one or two at a time, fight them over here, and just hang out in this little area. Just be careful of these guys, because you know what those guys do. And the golems, because every once in a while there's a golem that hangs out like right here, and you'll piss him off and he'll stomp you in the face multiple times repeatedly. Like this person probably had done to them. The little ash pile right there. Also, there's gazers right around this corner, so there's that too. Oh my god, so many wolves. So many wolves. Have I been doing hunting? I have been doing hunting. I'm going to continue doing hunting. Yeah, seeing oculars chilling there. Yeah, there's oculars all around this area. They're kind of spooky. By kinda, I mean I despise them. They're one of my few fears in the game. Those and anything of similar level to myself with any kind of fire sounding part in their name. Those two things scare me. Everything else is whatever, I can work around it. Fire rabbits. Well, Chibi already knows my view on rabbits. Rabbits in general, in the real world, are evil. And nobody will be able to convince me otherwise. Even Bugs Bunny, the cartoon guy, supposed to be funny, even he is kind of evil. If you haven't watched the old cartoons of Bugs Bunny, you should watch them. He's evil. Kind of in the same way that DC's Joker is evil. Bad guy, does terrible stuff. But he's really funny. Yes, big dislike. I think it might, I mean, I could be wrong. It might have something to do with the fact that on Easter, our pet bunny decided to eat our pet duckling. And with the duckling in its mouth, it hopped around our backyard like it was some kind of trophy in its mouth. Just jumping around, having a good old field day. Did the ocular spot me? Oh, yep, one spotted me. I'm out. I'm out. I'm not even touching these wolves. Bye. Oh, there were two of them there. And a third one over there. And a fourth one, and I can't even look at them. What's the eyeball's gonna eat me? Ooh, I might be able to stop at this guy though. Yeah, okay, it left me alone. Previously, like, I don't know if they changed something with this update or whatnot, but previously I had to keep running for a really long time to escape those oculars. Need the rabbit that's the size of a small dog? No. No. That's like a pit bull. No matter what you say, it's not going to stop attacking. Oh, it's still bugged? Like they're leashing too early, or now they're still leashing too long, but just I got lucky and that one leashed properly. Let's see. Go down and get this guy. Way too long. Yeah. At least the oculars. There's some other things. Most other things make sense. I have the hiccups today and I can't stop it. I'm sorry. Forgive me. But the oculars in this area. The highwaymen, what was it, Rangers, I think? That are over like almost right on the main road by Highwayman Hills. Like to the east on the main road. Those things will chase you for half the map. And apparently Beetles, Zimbra says. The beetles I haven't had too much of an issue with. But usually when I encounter beetles, I'm trying to go a lot. Let's tempt fate. Let's see if this guy is stuck. And yeah, he is. Okay. Whoops. I apparently needed to give mana to the wolf before I hunted him. That was my paying respects. It was my song to the wolf for his sacrifice. Or her, I don't know if it's a girl wolf. You know, that's actually, that's a question I'm not sure if anybody has asked or if it's been addressed at all. If when you hunt animals, if you're going to be able to tell if they are male or female before you hunt them. Because there's going to be breeding, with the animal husbandry system and all. Like, do you not know until after you hunt them and you get them in your bag? As a live wolf? You're going to be stacking male wolves and female wolves? Or do you just kind of smack them together and, things happen and they create a baby, no matter what? And hey, welcome on in there, Beastly Brody. Can't wait to see what the new hunting will be like. You and me both. To be honest, I really want to do something besides pet them to death. It just feels weird. Just walking up and like petting them like, oh, you're cute, and then watching them die. Because apparently I scratched behind their ears a little bit too hard. And welcome on in there, Nara. How you doing, friend? And to be honest, I can't wait for all of the artisan adjustments to happen. That way we can actually get more than just like a super incredibly mega rare chance to get something above a green animal. Well, yes and no, Nara. Yes and no. It's been a good day. It was a good weekend. It was a great weekend, actually. Chibi and I did a bunch of cool stuff. And by a bunch, I mean at least a little bit. Probably less than an actual bunch of cool stuff. But we got set up so we can go check out the Universal Epic Universe. We got tickets for that over the weekend. We didn't go yet. They're for like later this week. Friday to be Pacific. So that'll be cool. The bad thing is I was really psyched up about checking out the stat changes to tank. Well, to all the archetypes, really. All the game, the entire game, all of it got stat changes. but I only had about an hour and a half to test it in the PTR. And I haven't filled out the survey yet because I haven't had a chance to really test it. And I was psyched up about, you know, trying to get in somewhere and do something with it. Well, you see, nobody was looking for a tank. Tried to look around a little bit before I went live and found nobody. Went live, started streaming, and didn't find anybody looking for a tank, so I went and I killed a few things on my own. And that worked out okay. I got a little bit of info out of that. And I'll just add that to what little bit I got during the PTR. And I will consider that my happiness that I tested it. And I will go here and join this champion of the hill. And that will be that. Because as I was adventuring the desert, I fell into a crevice. And I cannot get out of the said crevice. I am also still stuck on my mount while in said crevice. Which means I can't unmount because there's no space to unmount. I can't unstuck because I'm on a mount. And the mount cannot climb out of the hole, therefore I am absolutely stuck. And my tank may be unused and unusable until they decide to wipe, because I don't know how busy they are and how much of a priority they're going to make on unstucking a single person's tank in the middle of a desert. But we shall see, we shall see. Maybe I'll get some more time on the tank. If not, I'll be really sad. Because if I'm gonna do any more tank testing, I'll have to start at, you know, level 0. Create the new tank, and hey, at least someone champion of the hill, so there's another silver lining. But yeah, I'll have to create a new one, and just I'll be able to evaluate the leveling process, I suppose, and how that feels. Alright, now that we got through all of that, and I picked up so many wolves, I can go and put a couple of them in storage, and I can repair, and I can get back on the journey to the desert. Although I think I've been off the tank long enough to see if, when I log back in, hopefully my mount is unsummoned. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping my mount is unsummoned, that way I can use the unstuck feature. Because the unstuck will get me, you know, out of there. Out of there! But first I must go to storage. After the marketplace with the merchant, I need to sell things and repair and maybe have something left to go in storage. To add to my great wealth of 11.4 gold. Alright, cool. I got stuff for a tanner, I got stuff for an animal husbandrist. So Nair says, about the overall stat changes to the game, I think it's an improvement. You know what, and the little bit of testing that I got in, I would have to agree. I definitely like it. And hope that they do make some changes to tweak it around a little bit. But once they do, I think it's going to be a super great change. Actually, I could have left that right there, couldn't I? Yeah. Put that over here, put that over there, put that here, wait, here, and then switch. Okay. Because apparently tanks feel like tanks again, and that is amazing to me because all I want to do as a tank is feel like a tank. I don't want to feel like a cheap, like, dollar store fighter that has, you know, some attack skills and some things that can hurt people and some defensive skills that feel like, it's a defensive skill, I guess. And you know, want to feel like I can survive. All right, let's see here. We're gonna try this. We're gonna go back over to my tank. I'm going to cross my fingers right now that the mount is desummoned. and that I will be able to unstuck. If not, he is going to hang there until someone decides to do something. Hey, right, hero, you've been out of the loop for like 8 months. Oh my gosh. You have missed pretty much all of the things. Ooh. Oh, I don't know if I fell through the rocks there somehow. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so my mount despawned is what happened, and I fell all the way through to down here. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, so I was just talking Hera Hero about how I got stuck in a crevice and I couldn't get out. And I felt like I was absolutely stuck, like that character may have been borked. But yeah, okay, so they can hang out there. Let's see if I can run out of this. There we go. All right, crisis averted. I feel better. If nothing else, I could have at least unstuck out of there. But that still means I couldn't get up to... I was trying to get into this area here, and I did not get there. But let's see here. So let's go back. Harry here, I've been out of the loop for 8 months now. Have people unlocked or bred shiny mounts yet? There are no shiny mounts that people have been able to breed yet. There's been no real mount breeding in the game. But we have found many new creatures that we can now ride as mounts. For instance, the halberdier here with the axe stapled to its beak. It is one of the fastest mounts out there. This is up at 175% ground speed. There's only, I think, 2 faster than this guy. One is a lion that goes, I believe, 180 or 185. And I want to say there was one other one that was faster than this guy, but... And I mean that on purpose instead of like the, you know, broken crocs that were dying for a while there. Or not dying, I guess they were living really well. They were living fat. Oh, I did not learn my lesson. People, I did not learn my lesson. Did you see? Did you see me for the second time fall down into an unmarked grave? Oh my gosh. I'm finding all the holes and I'm burying myself into them. Okay. Wait, okay, so, yeah, Hera, there's not exactly, I'm just gonna talk from the pit here for a few minutes. Press your 8 key every 9.5, yeah, seriously. Nah, I've already put in my complaint about that. I think it's too much micromanaging for a tank. If you're supposed to control a battlefield and make sure nobody, you know, harasses your healers or DPS, mainly healers, but also DPS, you should be able to pay more attention to the battlefield than your cooldown bar. So yeah, okay. So let's catch up on chat here. Let me do this. So yeah, there are some pretty cool mounts. I mean, you saw that bird, you saw this little croc thing here. This is a desert crocodile, a sand squall croc, one might say. He's pretty quick. He runs at like 165, but also does 115% speed in the water. Yeah, some really cool stuff. So yeah, which class? So UC CSGO. Which class weapon combination do you recommend to a solo player? Oh, That is a very tricky question because I would not really recommend much of this game to a solo player. If you are somebody who wants to be able to play solo most of the time, yet still fit in a group pretty well, I would say either the cleric or the bard are probably your best two. I would say if anything bard, there's just more damage potential. You are much more flexible, so you'd fit in really well when you're paired with just one other person, or two, or three, or four, or an entire party, or an entire raid. There's something out there for you to be able to spec yourself to, and that's actually what I'm on right now. Like, you can go with a bunch of different melodies for like just pumping out damage if you're solo and you're taking it carefully, but you want that extra damage to go carefully but quickly. There's this, which is it heals you based on how much damage you put out. There's cheerful, so in a group you can get more heals pumping out there. You can put on pensive to get more mana regen for the entire group you're in. And epic melody will get you more movement speed and stamina regen, so you can dash and dive and run as fast as you can around the map, or when you're, let's say, out gathering. Everything else I'll kind of skip through, but needless to say, there's the same kind of variety here with these 5 skills, but now there's 7 up here, or 6 up here really, that will get you what's called a saga. So you stack up certain colors, or you stack up these, like there's 2 yellow, 2 blue, and 2 red. And the sagas you're going to see are like the top, the Apocalypse is 3 red, Return to Varus 3 yellow, there's 3 blue for Silent Pantheon, there's red, yellow, blue, 1 of each for the Myth of Creation. You go to Sagas Volume 2, and then you can do 2 red and a blue, or you can do 2 blue and a yellow to get different effects, different bonuses. And you'll notice these 2 are more based on like recovery, regen, etc. These are more based on like speed, speed and accuracy. So there's your physical and magical attack speed, or there's your accuracy. These 2 are all about just burning things down. So you got critical chance, or you've got power multiplier. So 2 reds to choose from, 2 blues and 2 yellows to kind of mix and match however you want to do it. Usually people will start with whatever saga they want to cast, and then they'll choose these based on that. Whatever saga they want to cast, they'll choose these to match. Lots of different stuff. Like you can do this thing to do a good chunk of AoE around you. You can choose this extra skill right here if you're in a party and there's a tank. You can actually humiliate the things attacking your tank to reduce the damage your tank takes. Super awesome, nifty. Happy to use it. If you're in a group of other people, like 2 or 3 other people, and there's no tank, just don't keep threat and you're fine. Use this and it'll reduce damage to everybody else. You're good. A lot of these skills can be changed from single target to AoE. So a bunch of your damage stuff. There's a buff right here for attack speed. There's mana restore. There's ice damage. This one was spirit damage. This one for healing. If you do the single target heal, you get an extra shield and extra healing out of it with this skill up here. So many things you can do. Bard is just amazingly flexible, super awesome, great kit for solo or duo or triple, quad, all the way up to 8-person party or even a raid. Like Bard is definitely what I'd recommend if anyone says like they want to do some solo content at any given time, and that's one of their goals is solo content. Do it. Do it. Let's see. So to catch up there, I hope that answers your question there, UC CSGO. And Promissimo says, wait, Mead Quest? Just joined. What is going on? I am currently, so every Monday, that's the thing about this channel, every Monday we do Mead Quest, which is just having a drink or 3, hanging out with people. Oh yeah, speaking of which, let me have a drink. Have a drink or 2. We hang out, we just play a game. Before Ashes hit the Alpha 2 phase, it was random games. And I would typically end up playing, say, Hogwarts Legacy. I would start playing that. I would start talking Ashes, and I would park myself in somewhere with some good-looking scenery, and I would sit there for the rest of the night and not move because we'd be talking Ashes. Now that Ashes is live, usually I'm out here testing stuff or just trying to play, quote-unquote. and see if bugs are encountered. Just test all sorts of different things and just kind of have a good time. Just testing out the game we all know and love, or at least the beginning phases of it. Tuesdays we do something called Tavern Talk, which is just, you know, kind of a friendly chat at the tavern, so to say. So like sometimes it's just Chibi and I. Chibi there in chat. There's a hair on my mic. Sometimes there's 5, 6 of us in there, just shooting the breeze, having a drink, hanging out. And then Saturdays, every other Saturday, I should say, we do a more straight-laced, official, organized podcast where we actually bring topics and we have a guest on and whatnot. But yeah, Mead Quest is just what I called it because it was Coffee Quest to begin with. We started it on Saturdays in the morning. And I would get up in the morning, stupid tired because I'm not a morning person. And my quest was for coffee, being awake and doing things. And just it worked out better that we shifted the main podcast to Saturdays, which meant we needed to put this on other nights, which, hey, why not? Have a drink with me on Mondays. The day's over. Relax. All right. So here I love bird mounts, dire dodo. Oh no. Oh no, my scroll wheel went bananas. I think I caught up to current and I'm so far behind, but I gotta get back up to here. There we go. Okay. Dire Dodo's a top contender. Okay. Cool. Oh, did I just get... Oh, stupid mushroom. I hate these mushrooms. I'm going back into town, guys. Sorry. There we are. Guards. There's a killer mushroom on the loose. Are you not going to protect me? Guards. No, they're just not. Jerks. They let that mushroom assault me. Did you see that? That's crazy. Okay. Alright, so Promissimo says, named chef on your server is trying to get any malted stuff forever, but yeah. See, that's the problem, is there's not enough places in towns to make stuff and push it up high enough, and the freeholds aren't working as they should be, so there's a lot of stuff in the processing and some crafting department that's being held up in a pretty big way. Let's see. Hey there, by the way, lad. I know I saw you hop in earlier. I've been trying to catch up on chat. I got to chatting and talking, and you know my talker didn't stop talking. But hello. Yeah, as Chibi says, I do like making mead in real life. Usually enjoy some gaming while enjoying the mead. Currently out of mead. We were gonna start making some, and then the hurricanes happened, and therefore our mead stuff got kind of ransacked a little bit. So we're trying to build it back up during the recovery phase here right now. So once we get the mead supplies back, we're gonna start making mead again. And Monday Mead Quest will also be for testing out new batches of mead. And yeah, no mead in the game yet. Womp womp. Meads to hurry up. Oh my gosh, I saw that. I see what you did there, Chibi. Coming out with the dad jokes. I see it. Say he needs honey, but you're sweet enough. Oh my gosh, I think I just felt the cavity lie. I felt the cavity form as I was reading that sentence. It happened and it's your fault, just so you know. Nera says the hippo is nice for the tropics, by the way. Awesome overall, but especially... Isn't it slow, though? Like, I think it only does, like, what, 120 in the water and, like, almost nothing on the land. Like, you could ride a wolf and be faster, I think. Oh, it is 130 water speed? Okay. I suppose that's fair enough. But... I don't know. Chibi talked sense into me because I wanted to get one of the the Komodos, because it was like 125 or something like that on the water, but it was also only like 130 on the land. Maybe it was, no, it was better than 130. I think it was like 145, maybe 150 on the land. But she made me realize that, you know what, I'm on land much more than I'm in the water, so I should probably just deal with the land speed that I can afford and accept whatever water speed comes with it. Call it a day. And Promissimo, your dream is to own a tavern. So hope it gets done soon. Already had a freehold and a ship. Okay, so you're talking in-game. Yeah, so that's the same thing for us. We are absolutely 100% all about getting a tavern in-game. Ideally, we're gonna have two, but I mean, I think that's gonna be a tall order. I think that's gonna be a pipe dream that might occasionally happen once in a blue moon over the course of years. But the ideal dream was to get two right next to each other. That way you could have one tavern that would have like food buffs and another one that would have rested experience. But if we have to choose, it's probably going to be the food. Probably going to be the food. Let's see. Can you officially name your mounts? No, Hera, you cannot, unfortunately. Someday I would imagine you can, after the animal husbandry system is a little bit more fleshed out. And you can start customizing creatures. I would assume you could really name them then. Because if you can start customizing them to get... that thing runs really weird when it's coming straight at you. The Dawn Strider, it was just... glomp, glomp, glomp. Should check it out next time. It was really awkward. I don't blame it for running weird. Have you seen his gangly legs? But yeah, I would assume you can eventually name them, just not yet. So planned on all servers or only just one? Let me see. Make a bunch of max levels and keep them up enough to cover taxes, etc. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing, is it would require an actual like giant chunk of upkeep to be able to keep up. Plus the one thing that Steven mentioned at one time was that there's going to be a character limit across all realms. So you could have X amount per realm and X amount in total altogether across all realms. So if you're aiming to have a character on all the realms, you would need to basically spread it out so you only have one per realm. And hope that covers it all. So yeah, we're kind of just aiming for, you know, one or two where the largest collections of our friends are, and we'll try to have a tavern on one, and that'll be the sole focus of our life there. And the other one will have our active characters where we run around and do questing and PvP and all that stuff. Just buy more accounts. I mean, yeah, there is that, but there's also the time of day factor. There's only so many hours in the day, unfortunately. I wish there were more. So, let's see. Largely a sugar source, honey. Water, specialized yeast, a large glass vessel, a pressure valve, and then bottling materials for storage. Yeah, that's pretty much the requirements. That's the simplified version. It doesn't get a lot more complicated than that. It's just a little bit more effort. But you do need to sanitize everything. Continuously sanitize everything. Because until it gets above 10 to 11% alcohol, it can absolutely get an infection and it will mold over, and as soon as it starts to mold, you just dump it out. And I go in six gallon batches at a time, so dumping out 6 gallons of honey water, which includes like 3-ish, between 2 and 3, depending on how much alcohol I'm trying to go for. So between 2 and 3 gallons of honey. That's a good chunk of money to just dump down a drain, but as soon as you see mold in there, it's done. It's done. Alright, so petition the node's mayor for our 501c3 status as a non-profit tax exempt, being a cultural heritage site for adventurers. We might have to pursue that. Chibi, I'll trust the paperwork to you. or at least gathering it. I'll sign it. Okay. You talk to the mayors. You get the paperwork. I'll sign it. We'll be good. And yeah, as Chibi says, yeah, we've gotten a couple batches made. We've gotten through. I think I've made like 7 or 8 batches now. Roughly ish. Maybe 9. Between the first couple test ones that were like 1 gallon each or 2 gallons each. And then, well, I guess it also depends on what you consider a batch, because I would make 2 or 3 5 or 6 gallon containers at a time. So technically those were separate batches because they were different flavors. They were all on their own, separate constructions. If that's the case, I've probably gone as many as like 15 batches at this point, 20. Haven't exactly counted mentally, but I have it all written down on how many there are. Many batches. Many 1 gallon batches for super test. 3 gallon batch for I'm kind of confident in this, and then a 5 or 6 gallon batch for I need more of this, and I need much more of this again. Okay, Nara says, I wonder, let's say you own a freehold. Are you able to drop citizenship? At least, I mean, not now. Does the freehold go poof? A timer? Have to sell it first? Anyone know? I have no idea, to be honest. I'm not even sure what the intent is on that, because the weird thing is, I think the original assumption everyone had is you had to be a citizen first, and then you could get a freehold. But then Steven made the statement that confused everybody, and he confirmed it afterwards, saying that citizen or housing in a node opens the door for citizenship. So you have to like buy a house and then you can become a citizen, or buy an apartment and then you can become a citizen. And if that's the case, there's gonna be a lot of people that don't have a citizenship. Just saying. If you guys haven't done the math yet, look it up on the wiki. If you have to get housing first, there's gonna be a lot of people that don't have houses. And they're gonna be living, you're gonna have to go and stay at a tavern and rent a room at a tavern to become a citizen of a node. Which might be worth it to you, but some people are gonna look at it and say, yeah, no. If all I can do is be a rent a room at a tavern, it's gonna be weird. I'm not doing it. But time will tell. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm more caught up now. Woo! So, like, I've seen people use Mountain Dew syrup. It's probably terrible, but I want to try it. Yeah, I would not recommend using soda type stuff. I forget what it was that I used. I used some kind of soda the first time, and when it finished, it did not taste delicious at all. And I forget what the soda was. It wasn't a dark soda. It was a light one. It was either like Sprite, Mountain Dew, or not Mr. Pibb. What's the other one? Sierra Mist or something like that. It was one of those. It was like a clear or yellowish soda, and it came out tasting like not delicious at all. I dumped it out. I didn't even bother keeping a hold of it. It was just bad. Yeah, but yeah, Chibi was talking more so about getting the important things like bottles, siphon hoses, some of the pressure gauges for things like the cooler and whatnot, getting a temperature gauge, getting a new freezer, new fridge, so that we can keep them temperature controlled, because some yeasts like the temperature to be like 70 degrees, some of them like it to be 60. Hey, there's a guard. Good job, buddy. Good job, pal. You protected me. Yay, head pats. But yeah, some of them like it to be really, really awkwardly cold. Some of them like it to be like 55 and 60 degrees. And so keeping specific yeast at specific temperatures for a specific amount of time, we gotta concentrate on what we need for that. And Promissimo says on day 1 of re-release of the game, there'll be a full wipe. If not, then most new players will be at a disadvantage, and that is not a great thing. Testers will have connections and experience more than enough to be better. Badger says Laya. Yeah, Promissimo. That's the thing. There's also so much that's been broken about this game thus far, or the test so far, that they need to reset these servers. They do. They're not going to go into a better place with even a medium amount of effort. It would take a lot of effort and time to get these to align with what should have happened on a normal server without some of the early exploits and bugs and just things that were happening. I escaped again. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna not fall in there again, and I'm gonna just run over here, okay? Because apparently I just absolutely missed the fact that there was an easy way to run through there. All right. So yeah, they do need to do fresh start servers for sure. They do need to do a wipe, but I think they're going to be waiting until after they fix some bugs and some other pain points and desired landmarks or milestones of their process before they actually delete these servers or clear them out. So it might take a little bit of time. We'll see. We'll see. Oh gosh. No, let me get out of here. These guys are gonna be a jerk. Trying to read chat and they're like, yeah, no. I'm gonna throw a poison bolo at you. Let's see. So it's fine, you're not the only one that is. Just the best. Yeah, Nair, pretty much. Hurricane Vikings stole the mead stuff. They got very much icky water inside of that, and I'm not really trying to make icky mold mead. I will pass on the mold mead. Thank you very much. Okay, now we begin the travels again. Let me get back on the road. Alright, we're gonna skip all of this champion of the tavern stuff. Okay. You sure about that? You seem to really like the rocks. I know, I do. It's crazy. I don't even know why. I just love them. Yeah, we need to get rock plushies. Rock plushies. That's what we need. See, Eli wanted to make a clever joke about rocks and engagement rings, but nothing came to mind. That's alright, Chibi. You're delayed, but I'm very delayed because I got to yammering and everyone is talking at a normal pace and I fell behind. In recent news of those plushies we saw a few years ago. Oh yeah, there was a little bit of talk about that stuff, wasn't there? I'm gonna say I haven't heard anything about merch in any way, shape, or form, except for it's coming. And I think they all but confirmed puzzles because we saw some, or somebody saw some in the background and asked about it. Lie it. For shame, for shame. I don't know why I'm saying for shame. I appreciate dad jokes. I enjoy them. Bring more of them. Well, that's not really a dad joke. I think that's like an older brother. That's like the college brother to the middle school brother type joke right there. That's what that one is. Let's see what's out on this peninsula. Nothing interesting. A big rock. Okay, got it. Got it. Wait, am I seeing this right? Okay, no, I see. So up there is a freehold, but it's up here. It's not in the node. For some reason, I thought I was heading back into the node. Like, I thought this was a crossroads. It's got a freehold inside of it. That's wild. You know, I'm gonna check out over here. Look at this other little peninsula here before I head into the crossroads area. Looks like it's just a little tiny nothing. Got it. Got it. Oh man. And yeah, chibi recipes makes a good food. Be healthy and such, and easy. So yeah, the random buildings throughout the world, the freeholds. Oh man, let me tell you about freeholds. Freeholds are pretty freaking amazing. They're also very extremely limited. They are going to be, in the end, you need to go and do some form of quest or rite of passage or beg the mayor or something to be able to get the right to place a freehold up. Excuse me, out in the world. Right now they're just kind of randomly strewn about just to get them out there so people can experience them a little bit. They are not even at the beginning stages of being featured yet. They have many bugs, they have many things that are just not in place. It's really not a system to look at right now as being anywhere near complete. But once you do have a freehold in the launched game, you will be able to make a house on there. Yeah, right now, actually, no, I'll head right over to this one over here. And I'll kind of try to show you some stuff. How are these red? 28, 29, okay. These are mean. I don't want to fight these. All right, so if you see these posts right here, these are going to be the rough outline of the freehold plot. Like the area that you have control over. If some of the freeholds have been an example, you'll have a little bit of control outside of these posts. Because in one of the other nodes, there was a freehold where somebody had placed trees like way out here-ish. Like on a road that was passing by the freehold. But either way, like this is roughly-ish your plot. On your plot of land, there are going to be little segments of area where you can drop, say, a little garden right here, and you can do some farming in like that little tiny square. You can drop another square and do more farming, another square. You could turn this whole thing into a big farm if you wanted to. Or you can also drop processing stations, like a stone smithy, or a stoneworking, rather. You can put a lumber mill down. You can put a little blacksmith shop for smelting. You can drop down a tavern, so you can have a player-run tavern out on your freehold. You can create food. You can go through a skill tree with each of them to work on exactly the specialty you want them to have bonuses in. For instance, with Chibi and I, we want to have a tavern, you know, the Golden Feather Tavern, the name of the channel, the Golden Feather Tavern. We want to have one tavern that's going to focus on food buffs. So food and drink that we would make and sell at the tavern would have increased buff time and or power for whatever region we're in. They haven't defined what that region is, if it's like this node right here, or if it's a smaller portion of the node, or if it's, you know, within 3 node space, something like that. They haven't really defined what that means, but they just said within a closer proximity of the tavern, it'll have a boost. Yeah, you can put animal husbandry station down, so you can raise cattle, you can raise sheep, you can raise chickens, you can to basically butcher them for food. There's going to be animal husbandry stations you can drop down, so you can make mounts and battle pets for people. You can put down a tannery, so you can tan leather hides for people. Basically, any of these processing skills right here, any of these processing skills, your freehold is going to be the place, the only place that you can work on these at a grandmaster level. Crafting, you can work up to grandmaster level at a node, like one of these main towns, like Jinnah, Squall's End, Azmoran, Athanar, Sunhaven. We got Miraleth, we got Winstead, we got Halcyon, Jova, or Joeva, and then we got Nuela here. And then whatever these are going to be called, which there's going to be one here, one there, and one right here for those three, and maybe a fourth one up in here somewhere, who knows. But at least those 1, 2, 3, you can see the plot of land right there, right? It's going to match up kind of with, there was a circle here, and there was a big square here. Those little node areas, inside the center of those towns, you can do GM or Grandmaster crafting. But you can only go up to Master processing in those nodes. You have to go to a freehold to do Grandmaster. So there's going to be a lot of competition for them, because there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 processing professions, plus taverns, plus just having a house out in the middle of nowhere that has extra storage in it. Because once you go inside of here, there's a little box like this right here. This is a storage unit. Like, I can't access it because this isn't mine. There's a little storage area there. You can get a little bit of a rest bonus if you could lay down in your own bed. I can't lay down in this bed. For a while, they let us lay down in any bed and get a rest bonus, but not anymore. Plus, you can decorate it. You know, it's housing, right? But so for all that, there's going to be so much competition for it. And for each node, like this right here, there's probably, if I were to go through and count all of them, there's probably 8 or 10 freeholds. Maybe 12. So let's call it 8 to 12. 8 to 12 freeholds. If anybody's actually counted them, please let me know. I haven't counted them. I'm just going by estimates, by what I've seen. Because there was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was like a 7th up here. We passed like an 8th one. So yeah, there might be 12. There might be 12 per node. So 12 per node. There are 85 nodes on the map. I forget the math on them, but probably 65 to 70 of them. Well, no, I think it's 70 to 75. 70 to 75 of them are going to be able to level up to at least stage 3, which will support freeholds. So there's that many. Let's call it a couple hundred. Let's call it 500. 500 freeholds over an entire server that's meant to house 50,000 accounts and 10,000, 8 to 10,000 concurrent players. 500 of those players can have a freehold. Super limited. Super limited. But you'll be able to, in the live game, be able to do a quest or complete an objective inside the node, to be able to place a freehold anywhere in that node area that you wish. Once you drop one down, there's going to be a certain space buffer between them, so you can't place them directly next to each other. But you'll be able to place it near the other one. Just what that space looks like, we don't know yet. All right. So now that my yapping on the freehold thing is done, if you couldn't tell, like, super excited about freeholds. Really want a freehold. Really want a freehold. We want to have a tavern so bad. Let's see. Nera says they need to change the GM processing is gated behind freeholds. Yeah. And I'm okay with it too there, Nera. I kind of wish it wasn't, just because it would draw less competition from people, so that we could actually have a tavern easier. But I can see it being an advantage, so, you know, It is what it is. We'll just need to garner some friends to help us get a freehold super quick and super super well established very early, so we can get our processing stations up to par to be actually beneficial for like the guild. Guild freeholds will apparently be a thing as well, where your guild can put down a freehold and select certain things to go on that. Did I even pick up anything or do anything? Okay, yeah, I'm good. And thus will be the purpose of our life. Once we get a freehold, I'm going to have at least one character parked there at all times to go and make food and serve people stuff and keep restocking the little merchant NPC that we'll have on the freehold. I think you're right there. I think it's going to be the patron guilds. I forget if it was 3 or 5, but there's going to be a certain number of patron guilds. Patron guilds are those that have dedicated the most effort to leveling up and building up the node itself. They're going to be able to set down guild fortresses, basically like guild halls, on the actual land around the node. That's going to be their barony. The barony is basically what a guild will own, and within that barony is going to be a certain number of plots for freeholds, and those freeholds are almost seen as counties. Or vice versa. Like a barony is like a giant county and the freeholds are like their own little mini city or housing. Separate from the castles, yeah. The castles are a whole different beast. The castles are going to be owned by a guild. Whoever wins, whoever's guild leader sits down on the throne and owns it. Or takes control of ownership of it. Whereas the baronies are whoever dedicated the most towards growing a node. Now, one guild could own both. Absolutely, they could own a castle and be one of the largest contributors to a node's growth, and therefore also have a guild hall or a barony. And that would be nuts. Those are going to be the mega guilds that are absolutely on top of things and take over as much as possible. Whew. Hey, that looks like that might be a two floor building. Let's see if that's a 2-floor building. And I still gotta go. I gotta go check out what that is over by that beam. Right now, I'm kind of combing back and forth in an organized manner across here. That's right. I didn't get this Ember Spring. Let me do that. Let me do that. I've discovered the Jinnah Ember Spring. What? There we go. See, this is the type of place we want to have. So we can have a second floor. Have our own little quarters up here. Well, set up the meadery stuff upstairs, go downstairs, and this will be the tavern space. Actually, no, never mind. The tavern's gonna be separate from the actual house, so the house will just be cool to have 2 stories. I imagine that they're going to make some features function within this little one housing unit before we start placing separate buildings out. Because that's how the nodes are set up. I don't know if you've seen that, Gindered. I'm sure you have, but just to restate and call it out to those who already know, like all the individual little like crafting stations and processing stations that are in the nodes, I imagine that the first way they're going to implement the processing on the nodes is to add those little stations wherever you can place them, potentially even inside and around the house, outside of it, before they implement the plots on the freeholds, and you start dropping down actual, like an actual lumber mill instead of a small little lumber mill station. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll be pleasantly surprised if they go all in and make it the fully functional and complete setup. Oh wow, so the map shows there's very little water down there. There is water, but there's very little. Well, I'm gonna go up and see what this lake holds before I run around it and go to that big red beam in the sky. That'll be my next spot though. Yeah, see, this entire run around, I think it's been, what, an hour? You know, if we minus some of the times where I stopped and sat still for a little bit. It's been about an hour of running around, and we've barely covered, what, like, almost 2/3 of this one single node? It's crazy. Ah! Oh no, I almost died. Lost 150 health. That's crazy. Crazy. Good, good. The Josh Hunter. Nope. Stay away, snake. Stay away, snake. Do not want. Do not want. Just trying to run over here and look at the pretty lights and crystals. I think after exploring this over here, I might be tapping out and running away. So if any of you know ahead of time, let's say we'll give it, what, 15 minutes to run around here and explore this whole area? If any of you know anybody you would like to see us raid over to and provide a little bit of support, please do. Please do share. Otherwise, I will pick somebody. And while everybody I would pick are really awesome people, they may or may not have exactly the vibe you're looking to hang out in after this. I will, of course, always add preference to somebody who is covering Ash's content. Wow. Lots of crystals over here. Giant crystals. I wonder what they're worth. Probably just break off one of them. Like this right here. I could break that little chunk off, right? This little bit right down here. Snap it off. Take it somewhere, sell it. That might buy me a freehold. Okay, so how about this? How about we look around and see if we can find where the entrance to this raid / dungeon might be. Because in every other instance, it's been kind of obvious where the door is, where you're supposed to actually walk into and enter the area. Oh, let's see, is it down here? No, not there. Zoom. Yeah, there's some places like, oh my gosh, hey Dusty. Welcome in, Dusty and Raiders. That is kind of amazing timing because I was just looking at you and just seeing as how you're one of the only peoples in the Ashes category, right, Meow? That maybe you would receive a raid from us here in a few minutes. So right now I am just running around exploring this little area. I haven't had the chance yet since it's hit the server to really kind of come around and take a look at it. But what did you folks do? What kind of fun things happened on your stream, Dusty? Or raiders that came from Dusty's channel, what did you enjoy the most? What was your favorite part of tonight besides Dusty? You're not allowed to say Dusty. That's the cheap and easy answer. Dusty is obviously the best part of the stream. Ooh, And I need to change out my headset. Uh-oh, do I have something attacking me though? Yeah, I do. This is gonna be fun. Change headset battery at the same time. Oh yeah, I'll just auto run. That'll make it easy. Hooah. Hooah. There we go. Now get this one charging. So when I forget to change them out next time, this one will be ready to go. Multitasking, folks. This is how it's done. Hooah. Alright. So, Ninziza. Oh, did I just get off my mount? Why did I get off my mount? Go away. Go away. I don't want to fight you. Alright, let's see. As I'm running away here, I'm gonna do the hydrate here. Somebody redeemed a hydrate. I gotta do it. Okay. And there's a champion of the hill going. I have to join that. What kind of a host would I be if I didn't join the fight? Alrighty. So are you still chasing me? Did I lose you in the water? Fight's coming to an end. Who won? It's gonna be a new raider, a new champion. Burner. Lyat is the champion of the hill. Using a teapot of all things. I think I've only seen one other person win with the teapot. I forget who it was, but I only remember seeing that one time. Alright, so I don't even know where the entrance would be for this one. I didn't see anything that was crazy obvious, so they must have hid this one better than others. Or I'm just far off the mark. Maybe it's underwater somewhere. Maybe that's it. Is there any especially deep water around here? Because I don't see any weird looking doors. Or things that could be doors. Because those I haven't noticed yet. There's definitely a Legend of Zelda vibe to some of the doors to places and where they would open up. Like, you know when you're going through Legend of Zelda and you're looking at a mountain and then there's just that one little section that's shaped like a door and it has all the cracks on it and you just know if you drop a bomb there you're going to open up a secret dungeon layer? That's what some of these look like. This one, so far, I haven't found that. Kind of curious. They either got better at hiding it or it's not directly in the middle of the spot. Which could of course always be the potential option there, right? Oh gosh, I'm drowning. Okay. Maybe it's just right in the side of this thing. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just this portion right here just opens up. Oof. That might be exactly it. Huh. Well, that's one way to take a peek inside. Am I right? No, that's not. That doesn't look like a doorway in. Doesn't look like a doorway in at all. There's nothing there but a couple crystals and a tiny little mound of dirt. Okay. Are the crystals making any kind of pattern that would indicate an entrance? Like rocks in a funny place? Like a lot of them are kind of pointed this direction. So maybe over here. No? No weird door thing looking there. I may just not find one tonight. I may just have no idea. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. All right. Well, I guess I'll move on to exploring the next thing. All right. Nope. Nope. I can't move on just yet. I gotta keep peeking around. While I'm peeking around there, by the way, Wizard, you hit 9k health with iron armor fully buffed, 12k with bard buff and indomitable. Holy mackerel! You got some buffed up and enchanted level 20 gear, or like what are you working with gear for that? Because I could get up to a grand total of like, I don't know, if I were to do all the stuff. Well, here, let me heal back up there. Yeah, I could probably get up to like 6k. But I also, let me get away from baddies while I'm doing this here. Let me get away from the baddies. We'll come up here and hang out on the plateau. Maybe I can try and scout out the door I'm looking for from here anyway. Maybe that's it. Maybe that little thing right there just turns into a portal. Maybe that's what happens. Probably not, but you know, throwing it out there. Oh yeah, that would probably do it. Holy mackerel. Oh hey, sorry there, Selverin. With all the Champion of the Hill stuff, I saw your comment just scroll right by. Chibi, thanks for digging that out there. Dusty Screams got the intercept glitch. What's the intercept glitch? I haven't bumped into it. I logged on tonight with purely the idea of I was going to try to test out some tank stuff, and nobody's doing anything over here on Leneth. Like nobody's doing much of anything. I would have had to actually go out and like harass somebody's caravan to get some PvP going, I think. But PvE, there's like nothing going on. Nobody that I know online, that type of thing. But intercept glitch. What's going on with that? Because I tested it on just some little PvE enemies and I didn't bump into any issues with it. Oh, yeah. We were bumping into that. Okay. Yeah, we were bumping into that a lot. Like, that would also be the same thing. I don't know if he ever really throws it, but like this one right here would shield the enemy as well. Like anything you do that's beneficial would also heal somebody. Like the Cleric's Judgment, Chibi and I got into a little bit of a fight. Not like actual fight, but we got into a duel. And she tried to cast Judgment on me that heals beneficial targets and damages enemy targets. And it both healed and damaged me. Yeah, she kept throwing things that should do heal or damage, and it was healing me and damaging me, and it was kind of funny. And yeah, actually, now that you mention it, where is that setting again? So we got, I'm assuming it was gameplay targeting, maybe? I know you said there was something like down towards the bottom somewhere. So party and raid. Combat. Because there was something by default, I think you said. Hmm. Hmm. Not chat, action bars, HUD, nameplates, none of those. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be anywhere there. It's got to be one of these three, but I didn't see anything that stood out as being new. Just because you can. It should be under PvP combat. Because you can't bear to hurt your husband. You can't read the menu. Oh my gosh, too blurry. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to start increasing even more bitrate on this. I figured that would be enough, but yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna have to increase the bitrate on the stream to YouTube. And beat me up with love, you better. You better, you handsome devil. So, okay, so targeting ordinary combats, PvP. Maybe this is it, the may use beneficial abilities on unaffiliated combatants. That one? Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, I just unchecked that. Okay, cool, got it. That's gonna be kind of wild though. Because at some point or another, you're gonna have to go in there and make the change. Like mid-combat, you're gonna have to go in there and make the change once in a while. That might almost be a, can you set a hotkey to change that type of question? Yeah, how to communicate things when one person cannot see, exactly. But yeah, that's gonna be something, because you figure if you run across a random PvP encounter, oh, get away from me. You are potentially going to want to help somebody, right? Like even in the instance of you come across somebody that you know getting beat up by a baddie. Like, do you turn that on or leave it off? Because if you're going up against two unaffiliated targets, and one of them you wish to slay and one of them you wish to help. AoE stuff and like multi-target things like that are going to be such an interesting question for that. You're gonna have to learn that, like a whole entire play style around that. Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to get some kind of like a mystical portal type thing, or like an addition to the area when it triggers to become a raid. Because I don't see anything around here that could turn into a door, or that would obviously turn into a door. And the one little section we accidentally bled into at the base of it just showed, you know, a couple crystals and a rock. So it didn't really look like the entrance to anything. There was no like stairwell that I could see. Let's check down here. Maybe it's down this way. Chirp, chirp. Squeak. Probably not from the looks of it, but never know. Yeah, nothing here really looks like a something that would break away or open up as a dungeon entrance. By the way, I've now explored most of this, with the exception of like that little bottom pit down there. I explored most of this dungeon. Took 2/3 of a stream to do it. Alright. Salutations. Hello there, Metacrow. Welcome on in. Welcome to Tavern. And cheers to you. Oh man, epic iron. See, I haven't been nearly that dedicated. I am rocking basic bitch tank gear. I got the Academia stuff, I got the Forge Guards deflector, which apparently this thing drops in, and this upsets me greatly. So apparently it drops in Befallen Forge as blue more often than green. But I've seen 3 of them drop and all 3 of them have been green. I've yet to see an actual blue drop. But then I got the Rosarium Guard belt, and pretty much all the other main stuff is all Academus. Steel Bloom earring because Constitution, right? +7 rock necklace because mitigation. Trying to be a tank. And then yeah, the Steel Bloom rings. Got a Sorrow's Edge again, a green. I've seen a couple blues drop, but you know, I'm a tank guy, so can't really roll need on a 2-hander. I mean, I could because I can use it, right? But I try not to be a dick, which I wish most people would kind of clue in on, and only roll on stuff that's you know, main spec, main gear, main components to a tank's kit. Okay, nothing crazy there, just a little bitty depression with some Minotaurs. Got it. I was almost thinking that was going to be the entrance, but there is nothing there, so never mind. Dom the Champion has the new Bis neck. Ooh, where's he at? Dom the Champion. I know I saw and or heard the name at some point. All right, so yeah, let me go ahead and start this here again, because right before Dusty raided over here, I had said that we were going to take around like 10 to 15 minutes, explore this area, and then we were going to raid over to somebody else in the Ashes category. And I was looking at Dusty specifically, if you will, to raid over to him, and then he raided over immediately after. So if you folks know of anybody you would like to visit, or would like me to send everybody, who has good vibes, good entertainment quality, and or just is chill, and you want chill, that's cool too, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna pick out somebody. One of the folks on my friends list, I got a couple of them online right now. Let's see. Okay, we're almost out there. This last peninsula. Ish ignored. What? If we raid, let's say, oh. I missed exactly your post. Right afterwards. Wraithcrawler. Also on the... Okay. Let's do that. Let me see if I can pull him up here. Wraithcrawler, yeah? And I'm assuming in the Ashes category. So that might make life easier. Arthax Unleashed. Okay, Wraithcrawler, there we go. Okay. Assassin of Vera. Oh man, so this is a rogue person. Who the F is Tilda? Yeah, for those who don't know, it was hilarious. So Chibi, more so than I, used to do streaming separately before we joined up and did the Golden Feather. And she had text to speech on when you would basically when you would drop in a tip. What is that? That's crazy. I haven't seen one of the trees do that before. Is this a thing? I can't do it. I need a better axe. Ooh, there's a couple of them down here. Okay. I might have to get another axe. We're gonna need a bigger axe. But I did a text-to-speech with a donation to her channel. And I was like, I love you. And I did a little tilde thing to be all cutesy. And the text-to-speech read that out loud. And her response was, I love you, Tilda. Tilda? Who the fuck is Tilda? Yeah. It was a comedic gold moment. Probably doing it no justice by explaining it here and now, but it was absolutely fantastic. Still to this day, like 5 years later, still dying of laughter about it. Okay, almost done with actually inspecting this entire node. Just got to make a swoop past this giant rock structure and figure out what the hell's going on with this. And then as soon as this is done, we're going to be raiding over to Wraithcrawler. See, Lyat knows who Tilda is. Run, bird, run. Oof. Hey, Scorpion. No. What are you? Bird, go. Don't get stuck. Just go. Just go. Alright, let's see what's up here. Is this my new perch? Should I love this place? Is it going to be amazing? A giant rock fortress in the sky? No. Not really. There's a scorpion hanging out in the tree, though. That's something you don't see every day. Hey, buddy. Bye, friend. A Varan jumping scorpion there, I think. Mixed that one a bit strong. Damn, wasn't ready for that. Oh man, did you just basically pour a straight whiskey shot that you thought was gonna be whiskey and something, and then it just decided to not be a whiskey and something? It was just whiskey. Cheap benchmarking. Oh man. Oi, oi. Alrighty, folks. Well, I'm going to get this raid thing started. Before I say adios, let's see if I remember how to do this thing here. Raid, and type that out. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for joining. Thank you for chatting. Thank you, everybody who raided over from Dusty's channel. Thank you, Dusty, for raiding with all of your friends. It's much appreciated. I wish it was not such a short-lived visit. But midnight is the cutoff time for me here, and you just happened to pop in right before that. But everybody, you folks all have yourselves a fantastic evening. Please do enjoy this next entertainment piece, Wraithcrawler, apparently also on Lineth. You do not get your time back. It is your most valuable commodity. You have spent it here, and we do appreciate it. So we do hope to see you again. We hope it was worth it. And until we do see you again, please take care. And as always, have yourselves a lovely time in your adventures. Catch you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.